Marsabit is one of the counties with the highest level of illiteracy in Kenya, slightly over 75%, according to an integrated smart survey done in 2019 by the Marasbit County government and other stakeholders, including UNICEF. The illiteracy level is due to many factors like poverty, nomadic way of life, poor governance, perennial insecurity issues, and lack of information, among others. Over 80% of communities in Marsabit are pastoralists who move from one place to another in search of water and pasture for their livestock. Their priority has always been their animals, giving education very little chance. Hence, the larger percentage of the communities depend on governments and, to a large extent, civil society groups for any kind of support and information. It's against this backdrop that the Catholic Justice and Peace Commission Diocese of Marsabit decided to be the frontline organization in promoting good governance in various sectors like improved knowledge and constitution, especially on devolved governance, increased youth participation in governance and rights issues, access to information, truce among warring communities due to perennial inter-ethnic conflicts, and increased interfaith network community engagement for peace, healing, and conflict transformation during the 3-year project funded by Miserio.
One of our core mandates as Justice and Peace Commission of the Catholic Diocese of Marsabit is to work for and promote peaceful and harmonious coexistence among the communities of Marsabit Diocese.
Our county is quite vast and we have more than 14 different tribes living together. And when there are challenges on the resources, especially water, grass, and other amenities that are needed for living and sharing, we find our people ending in conflicts, especially when all of them are depending on livestock and they concentrate on the little water, they concentrate on the little pasture that is there. They end up in conflict because traditionally they have believed that cattle restoring is like a value rather than a vice to them, because that's what they were told.
Recently we had conflicts, and we had even the worst conflict, we call it, because the conflict has come to the town of Marsabit, where we could not go out for a whole week, where we were hearing fighting and shooting. That's prompted the president to call a meeting of our leaders and to order them to come with a long-lasting solution.
I want to thank Miserio for this support. Among other supports, this is very key. In Marsabit, over the last 3 years, inter-ethnic conflict has been active. Many people have died. Over 200 lives have been lost. When you sit down and try to find out why people are fighting, you will not be able to find exactly. You cannot touch. It is still abstract. But something is arising in the communities that is being propagated also by politicians, and many factors contribute to it.
When politics comes in, it puts people into enmity with each other. And for that reason, they attack each other. After the conflict, there is also now the threatening and the killings, assassinations here and there. We have had and we have tried to intervene for a long time, and because our county is also vast, much more needs to be done in order to reach out.
Under the improved knowledge and constitution regarding devolved governance, the Justice and Peace Commission was able to reach 930 persons by 2021. For instance, public participation in public expenditure management cycle trainings were done in 7 wards, namely Northhor, Dukana, Loyangalani, Uran, Laisamis, and Sagante Jaldesa.
Before the public participation, we helped the community to develop, to come up with a development plan. We just limit it to an annual plan so that, we give them 2-3 days training for them to be able to come up with plans, analyzing the context, what the real issues are, helping them to prioritize.
Ile budget tulipata 2018-2019 tukaweka yote kwa maji.
tulipata 15 million, 50 million, 50 million, 44 million tuliweka kwa maji yote. Ya 6 million tukaweka kwa internship.
They have literally trained our people on public participation, and after public participation, once we pass in the parliament, in the assembly, then we have a round of another forum where we sit with the wananchi to find out whether what we have intended to do in the budget is accounted for one by one. It's been a very interactive session. My residents, my constituents are very happy about it. I'm happy about it because it has helped me to deliver for our people.
Laisami Sub-County was able to achieve several projects courtesy of the public participation and public expenditure management cycle trainings by the Justice and Peace Commission.
For example, there was this place where the rubbish was supposed to be disposed in our community. It was placed on a very wrong place, and through our influence, the interfaith and the help that we had from Caritas, the skills that we have received, we were able to change the place, and the place was changed, and we had our dump site in the right place. There was also another place that there was no health facility, Ndikir, and through our participation, through our own way and the skills that we have learned, that dispensary is there now. So I believe Caritas has become our great help, and we still need them to help us so that we can still achieve more goals and develop our people and move them to a higher level.
That have been very effective because it is people who decide, who put priorities. They decide what they want, whether it's water, whether it is health.
Caritas has also worked in collaboration with the county government of Marsabit in an effort to enable women realize their potential.
We have worked with them in so many other forums as county government, not necessarily the Department of Gender, Tourism and Culture, but also in the peace sections, which they worked with the Department of Cohesion at the Governor's Office. In all these incidents, they are bringing together people from different tribes, different community, under this fragile situation, which really gave people motivation. Since they are also working through the church, the people were ready. They had confidence with them, and they were able to come together without any challenges. And we thank Caritas and their partners for the good support they have given to people of Marasbit County.
Our women are numbering 1,500, and so we do call leaders from all over the diocese, that is all over the county. We gather here at the central, whereby we give this kind of formation, where then the leaders go back to form the members, and we have seen these fruits because our activities have been achieved because of their good mobilization and involvement.
In our area here, women are not supposed to be leaders. They are not elected simply because they believe that because of the culture that women are only housewives but not leaders. They are not supposed to be on top of men. So with that, with the Caritas, they have trained us how women are also involved in politics, how we can be elected.
Caritas also enlightened us about self-reliances, which many of our women in our community lack, especially for unlanded people. They don't have that sustainability for their kids or even their family, but through the learning and enlightenment of Caritas, at least they can stand on their own.
If a woman is able to form a home, and even in offices we can see, ministry can also do a lot to the community.
During Women International Day, which was held in Laisamis, they supported us, and we were able to bring all the women from Marasbit County to one site, that is Laisamis. And through that, women were able to interact with each other.
Marsabit is among the most marginalized counties in Kenya, and with the perennial ethnic conflicts among the warring communities, The killings and tensions have had a ripple effect on the development status of the county, making it one of the less developed counties. The Justice and Peace Commission has since done exposure visits of one-level committee to visit one of the most developed counties, Makueni, for them to learn some crucial lessons on good governance.
Wakati tulipelekwa exposure Makueni, tukaona from kuanzia juu mpaka chini devolution iko ndani ya Manyata. Na ile devolution ile inafanyika huko, watu hata kai kwa ofisi ya governor, watu wanaenda kwa mashinani kwa jamii na wanakaa kwa jamii. Na tunauliza kwa nini hii kazi nyinyi yenu mnafanyika? Kwa sababu wanasema tuko na location development committee na tuko na ward development committee na tuko na project management committee. Hao wenyewe ndio wanasimamia hizo pesa yao. So we are requesting Department of County Assembly, we are requesting that to inform ama tutengeneze sera ya village administrator bill watupitishie.
In its effort to increase youth participation in governance and human rights issues, Caritas had planned for exposure tour-based human rights clubs in secondary schools to the National Assembly and the Senate in Nairobi, Kenya's capital. But due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the plan did not sail through.
A lawyer came to our school to teach us about the UN Charter and also about the human rights and also about the function of the county assembly.
And also to take them through the process of making laws and the process of writing petitions or presenting petitions or grievances from the public to these institutions, either at the county executive level or the county assembly level. We were able to look at citizen participation and how they can engage in the public based on what they are learning at school and translating it to real life examples, and for them to be able to impact their societies based on what they have learned through the education system and through one-on-one interactions with the experts, or let's say community professionals.
Through this platform, we are learning a lot, our constitution, our rights as Kenyan citizens, and this thing is helping a lot and it is motivative.
I think it was a good program. We thank Caritas for that, and I hope others will also follow in their footsteps to scale up this program to other schools.
Also, the Commission has supported the youth on governance and human rights through church theatre groups.
And with the help of Caritas Marsabit, we are planning and we are working to make sure that the future generation will be a generation where there is peace and they are able to live together. And our main target is the youth, because we know that the youth are the future.
We live in a cosmopolitan county where we have different kind of communities and who also have conflict over resources.
We are using drama and choral verses to appeal to our communities.
And we are advocating for good governance and peaceful coexistence.
With the Caritas Marsabit, when we meet these youth in schools and in the parishes and also community activities, these youths come to understand their roles as youth in the community, in the schools, and also in the parish when it comes to peace and justice.
The trickle-down of information from leaders to the residents of Marasbit County has been a challenge due to the high illiteracy level in the county. In this regard, Caritas has been collaborating with the Radio Jangwani, owned by the Catholic Diocese of Marsabit, to convey critical information on peace and good governance to enhance increased access to information by the public.
Caritas programs have been using Radio Jangwani especially because it covers almost the entire Marsabit County and even some other counties, neighboring counties. One other aspect that the radio is important and as to why it has become so effective is because of the local vernacular languages that they use, among them Borana, Samburu, Arendile, and especially because 80% of the people living in Marsabit are illiterate, and therefore this language helps them to get the required information, the required training that they need through especially the programs run by Caritas Marsabit, and in a special way the Department of Justice and Peace, where they have done a lot of radio lessons, in fact 18 of them, to disseminate important information on issues of peace and reconciliation, on issues of good governance. Of course, one other aspect that Caritas Marsabit through the Department of Justice and Peace were able to do is to relay the county government information, the county government events, especially issues to do with the budget processes and budget making, issues to do with the county scholarship, launching, and at the same time, of course, giving the bursaries to the needy students. And of course, through the National Drought Management Authority, they were able to give information on early warnings of climate, especially when there rains, when it's dry spell, and all this kind of thing. And this has all been very important to the nomads, because most of them are people who are there in the forests, and this information is good for them. And the Department of Justice and Peace have been in the forefront of passing this information. So the collaboration between the radio and Caritas Marsabit has been very amicable. It has been very effective.
As a church and institution that acts as a society's watchdog, Caritas Marsabit has also established and supported various accountability forums in different parts of the county, and as a result, the trained individuals were able to influence how things are done and communities are governed on behalf of the society by putting the people's priorities right in place.
Kwa hiyo accountability forum, Caritas wanahakikisha kwamba county rep ambaye sisi ndo tulichagua kwa kura zetu na akaingia akiwa kiongozi, analetwa mpaka pahali board wanafanya kazi ama mkutano pamoja na Caritas, na tunauliza maswali zote inahusu mambo ya contract.
It's through this accountability forum that communities have started knowing that these things they have to make a follow-up, and they get the feedbacks through the county government, so they know that this is their right and they know who will hold accountable.
Wametufunza, wametutoa umaskini ya kiakili, kwa sababu vitu mingi alikuwa inatupita na hatujui, na pia watu walikuwa wanafanya vile wanataka.
In 2019, the governor launched the ECD materials for all the ECD schools in the county. But those materials were not distributed.
Wakati walitusaidia kufanya na Caritas, tukakundua ile kazi bado fanyika, lazima tuandike petition. Caritas walitusaidia kuandika petitions. Tukajaribu kuandika petition kwa department. Tukaandika kwa department na tunauliza kwa nini hiyo kazi bado fanyika.
When the community questioned about the materials, they have been launched and they are not available in the schools, the MCA called the county executive committee in charge of education in the presence of the community members, and he responded very promptly, and not only the Saganta Jaldes Award, but all the ECD schools in the county were able to receive their materials, their learning materials.
Because it is here we get rid of rumors, you know, we see what happened and what has not what has not happened, and people question the MCA here and now, you know.
I was elected to be accountable to my people, and I took advantage of Caritas to be accountable to them, as indicated here in the office. All the projects that were displayed in public participation are displayed here in the office for any person that requires to know.
We are given some window to pass the bills, the finance bills, the budget. Then we are given time to implement the programs, and then at the end of the financial year we come back together again to account for what we have intended to do. It's been a good project. I appreciate, and continued support for this program will be of assistance to us as leaders, and also our common mwananchi who needs to be enlightened.
In an effort of searching for a long-lasting solution on peace in the disturbed county of Marsabit, The clergy has been trained on good governance and other emerging issues in the county.
In this era of modernization, we have a constitution that defends human rights. We have a constitution that explains how people should live together and how communities are governed. And therefore, in this day and age, for people to fight like this, it's a failure. It's a failure for everybody, even for the communities that are fighting, for the national and the county leadership and the community leadership as well.
We feel that sometimes our leaders are not always acceptable to all the ethnic communities, and the religious leaders are better placed. They come from all the ethnic communities, and they preach and have followers from all the ethnic communities, and we felt that using the interfaith to intervene between these two communities was the essential thing to do.
Our duty, therefore, is to go and become the mouthpiece and the voice of the people before the government, and even to urge the security to be provided for them. So I'm the current chairman, and we have been intervening from 2018, 2019. We have been going around to educate the people, especially when there are conflicts, urging them to stop fighting and therefore ceasefire, calling for ceasefire, so that just a dialogue and listening part can be given, so that we know the origin of the fights and the causes. The people have been listening, but they have also been telling us, even though all these things are happening, there is a third partner who have come in who was not there originally, and this is the dirty politics with the selfish interests of our elected leaders, and even others who maybe they want to take advantage of the situation, business people and others.
Of late, even the children are falling victims. Left, right and center, even our children are being killed. So for this, I would really want to plead, and with the facilitation of Caritas, we were able to visit these various warring communities of ours. We have talked to them individually, and also we are trying to bring them together so that they can be able to talk to each other rather than talking at each other.
Tumeweza kuangazia hii amani kupitia kwa serikali yetu tukufu, minister in charge, na hata kwa president hivi karibuni. Na tunaomba watu wetu waweke amani mbele na maendeleo badala ya mizozo hapa na pale. Na tunashukuru sana pia shirika la Caritas kuwa na sisi, kutufadhili kila wakati tunawahitaji.
Vitu ya muhimu ambayo tunafanya kama jamii ya Waislamu ambayo ni wa dhehebu yote mbili muhimu. Tumehamasisha jamii yetu kupitia serikali ya county, kupitia serikali kuu. Tukahamasisha vijana wetu vile wamepotea kwa madawa ya kulevya. Tukafanya mkutano tukiwa na sub county administrator, tukiwa na DCC, tukiwa na OSPD. Tukafanya mkutano kubwa ambayo tumesaidiwa na Caritas.
The recurring ethnic clashes have majorly affected women and children who have been left as widows and orphans, and to this effect, Caritas has put in place several programs to reduce inter-ethnic conflicts in the county. On zonal football tournament for boys and girls, the main objective of the commission was to bring players from different warring communities together to intermingle freely in a bid to create a strong bond among them with ties that bind for the purpose of peaceful coexistence.
We went to Karare to play football with youth from that area. The aim was to bring youths together so that people can be able, or the youth can be able to interact because of so many other issues that is around. We decided to bring youth together through playing football, and it was very successful. We made a lot of friends. We are nowadays talking to each other.
Through the collaboration of Caritas, we engaged youth in sporting activities. Recently we had 3 peace tournaments for both boys and girls from both 2 communities. And this one helped them really to know each other, to appreciate each other, to coexist, and also to collaborate, to speak about peace in our communities, that's Rendile and Gabra.
Caritas Marsabit has also engaged children by organizing inter-ethnic children peace camps to bring the warring communities together for the sake of harmony and to enable them grow in a conducive and peaceful environment.
From 40 peoples, 20 boys, 20 girls, peace club.
They have also organized peace camp where children from different zones in Marsabit met. These children come from different communities, the Borana, the Rendile, the Gabra, the Burji, and even other communities. That interaction will teach the children how to live together as one people in Marasbit County.
I have a friend in Manyata. Her name is Buru Galgalo.
I have a friend from Leai Primary. Her name called Martio Arigele. Both of us are Peace Club members.
To make the learning environment more favorable and encourage different communities to embrace their diversity through education, Caritas also came up with the Peace Ambassadors program to enhance cohesion among the warring communities.
We would like to thank the Caritas for their cooperation in these two communities to bring peace among ourselves.
We have been working with the Peace Ambassadors for the last 6 years, 3 years, 2 each, and they have been very, very, very helpful to the school.
I'm happy to stay with the Borana communities.
The Peace Ambassadors have been at our school for the last 2 years. They have also assisted us in teaching and guiding the learners.
I really like the Caritas to continue with the same spirit for us to collaborate together and to continue with the questions of the peace.
Over 80% of communities in Marsabit are nomads, and this way of life comes with its own faults. Cattle rustling is one of the challenges that has led to loss of lives and property. The Justice and Peace Commission has for years tried to intervene through organizing herders' peace camps to basically make herders from different communities graze together in harmony.
Just 2 weeks ago, we were able to thwart a possible bloodbath arising from revenge activities. With the support of Miserio for the last 3 years, we continue to bring this community to dialogue and find the best ways out to share these depleting resources.
And during that attack, during that Kambini attack, the Rendiles stole Gabra's camels, and in retaliation, Gabra went and killed 3 Morans and stolen 1093 goats, and we have recovered just through talking with elders through dialogue. 1093 shots stolen from Rendile community by Gabra, 9 donkeys, and also we have recovered 24 kettles stolen by Rendile.
Through project ya Caritas tumefanya juu na chini kuleta hiyo wananchi pamoja, wale wameathirika, wale walifanya makosa, tukaleta pamoja, tukahakikisha kwamba maji yakimwagika haisoleki, lakini mauaji imetokea, lakini hatutaki ingine iongezeke.
Since we did a meeting between Gabra and Turkana in a place around gas called El Tokoch, there has not been reported conflict between these two communities. And during that meeting, over 200 stolen livestock were surrendered to their rightful owners. There have been conflict between Borana and Rendile for some time. Through this project, the community have been sharing pasture and water, particularly during dry season. There are cases of cattle rustling, but it has never escalated to a level where they stop sharing the resources at their disposal. All this is attributed by the initiative by the project of bringing the Interfaith Council, of working with the elders, of working with the local administration, of working with the national government, and also the Department of Cohesion of the county government.
Tufanya mkutano ambayo wakubwa wa leaders wote waliattend with the support of Caritas project, tukaunganisha pamoja tukaleta maombi pamoja. The way forward ile tulienda ilikuwa ni wenye walifanya makosa waende mpaka Logologo, wafanye pole kwenye watu wote ambao wameathirika, na wakafanya hivyo.
And we have made a compensation for those 3 killed and 2 injuries. So the both Rendille and Gabra has now agreed not to make any revenge. And I think this is a step forward.
Caritas has also trained the Inter-Community National Police Reservists who are tasked to spearhead the peace deal among the warring communities to foster prosperity for all Hadas. The nomadic way of life involves moving from one place to another in search of greener pastures and water for livestock, and in this process, Hadas migrate beyond their country's borders, leading to conflicts over grazing resources, hence the need for peace interventions across borders through cross-border peace meetings.
I must mention that there is a unique element in this intervention, that it is tied to livelihoods of the communities. That through livestock business across the border, cross-border livestock business, we were able to bring an entry point to, a big deal of community peace discussion that now has started, although it is the last leg of the project phase. Apart from the incident that had happened about a month ago, the communities in Dukana, Balesaru, and Dilo on the other side in Ethiopia were able to do business.
Cross-border peace efforts were also boosted through increased interfaith network community engagement for peace, healing, and conflict transformation.
We have also extended our initiative to the other side of the country, Ethiopia. Our brothers and sisters also collaborated with us, and we really appreciate their collaboration. They have been good to us, and we are still journeying together with them.
They have really traveled with the Marsabit Interfaith Council. They have been doing all that is be in their reach in order to be able to facilitate us, guiding us, and they have never been tired of standing by us.
Caritas has also formed and trained the Interfaith Council in Lysamis and North Marasbit counties and facilitated quarterly meetings of these leaders in all the 4 constituencies of Marsabit, as well as supporting religious leaders' meetings with the county government officials for the purpose of lasting peace deals.
After the 2012-2013 clashes, many people lost their lives, but through our office and other agents, we were able to catch up again.
Caritas imefanya kazi ambayo shirika mingi haijafanya, na tunawashukuru kwa ile muda tulikuwa nao wakipata nafasi ya kuweza kuendelesha hii mpango ambayo wanaendelea naye. Tunashukuru sana.
Na ninashukuru sana pamoja na wananchi ya Lysamis ward kuanzia sub location to ward. Wameshukuru Caritas sana sana sana.
One of the key results areas of this project is the level of collaborations that we have had with different actors. We have collaborated with county government, national government, women, men, youth, both boys and girls, local leaders, to ensure that this project gives out the desired results.
Caritas Marsabit has launched its strategic plan less than a month ago, a 5-year strategic plan, and in this we want to bring the issue of justice, peace and governance to an elevated level of national networking and stakeholder engagement, also at the county level. In the current phase, we were dealing with community-based peace dialogues, community-based resource sharing initiatives, community-based government engagement, but now we want to elevate that to the county level and also the national level, because it has cause and effect dimension, that if we only concentrate on certain level, particularly on the community level alone, we find that we might be dealing with the effect, but the underlying cause could be management and governance issues. And as an organization, we have realized that we cannot do alone. So we need other stakeholders, other partners in this programming, and we form networks such that issues of peace and conflict, issues of governance can be discussed at all levels sufficiently. I once again take this opportunity to thank most graciously the effort and the kindness of Miserio and the German government by extension for the support that they are giving the people of Marsabit through sensitization of the communities on governance and rights issues, and also peaceful coexistence of the communities in Marasbit County.